Hello, welcome to another session. This is the chapter 5 of our KU Basic journey or education path. Finally, we are on the chapter 5. So, in the chapter 5, we'll be talking about professional programming, that is our structured coding and random access database. So, the first section is under the structured programming. We are looking at proper indentation and writing of codes, and if you are to organize your code into subs or functions, it makes your programs more readable and manageable. And when I talk about function is no new word to some of us. If you look at programs like Excel, we have functions that we normally write, some function and all those things. Now what we want to do is that we are just trying to write some lines of code and name it, that's a group of code, and name it for a specific function. If you look at the example that we have here, function cube, what does it mean? It means that this function finds the cubes, that is the multiplication of numbers, and that is what it does. That's the function that it does. So this is a function declaration that does a specific task. And functions performs a calculation and returns a value, and sub also performs a set of actions. Let's take note of that. We can also look at the global variables. So these are things that professionally in programming we have to look at in KU Basic. So by default, variables inside a sub are private, and to share them across the whole program, we use common shared. So if you look at the definition for a sub, what we said was that it is a set of actions, and these set of actions are private. It means that they are not privy to the other lines of code. So if you want to share it or use it as part of the code, you must let us know, and you must add the shared keyword to it. That is or in arrays, you can also use the dim share, bring the array name, and bring the array size. That is what it is. So, database like files with fixed record type, you can jump directly to any record using an index. And the benefits, so this is random access files, access that are randomly accessed. And what we are looking at is that we can jump directly to any record using an index, just as we have an array. These aspects are not normally that practical, but there's a need for us to also get an understanding of it and have a detail, or at least a little idea about it. A small snippet codes that is using the keyword type. So we have a type name, which is people, and the people who have a name. The people who have a name. The people who have a name. They will have a name which is a string, and also they will have an integer, which is also they will have an age, which is an integer. And so this is just how to define a record. Also, we can use the get and the put keyword. So the put keyword will write a record to the file at a specific position, and the get keyword retrieves a specific record from the file. That's what it does. How do you clean data in random access files? So what we do is that in random access strings are fixed length. If a name is shorter than 40 characters, it will have trailing spaces. So this is just a code snippet. This is just a code snippet of how to clean data, how to trim data. So we are, from our notes, if a name is shorter than 40 characters, it will have some trailing space. So the out trim $sign removes those extra spaces from the end of the story. So that is it. So with what we've done, I believe we've gone through all the chapters, and the lesson that we've picked out is that from the chapter 1, from the outputting, knowing the introduction, creating variables, looking at loops, arrays, and also looking at advanced logic, we realize that QBasic is about so many concepts, and the concepts are very easy to understand. And I implore you to read further. In our subsequent videos, we will do a practical deep dive into these topics that we've talked about. I want to thank you for going through all the chapters with me. I'll come your way another time with another session. I want to thank you for your time. We'll meet another time.